Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor. Now, it's real time.
Yeah, and it's getting real this morning. We've obviously had some technical things going on, but not right now. So cross your fingers that it all lasts. We've got Jack Glass from Team Hookup Guide Service right here. Jack, it's great to see you, sir.
We're on. Hey, we had a lot of rain when we first got here. It just stopped, and it was affecting the phone, so I put up an umbrella to get it out of the rain, and now it stopped raining.
Perfect.
But we're good. We're good. We're on.
I love it. I love it. I like perfect timing. Maybe we'll get lucky, and with that rain stopping, the fish will start to get snappy. How's it going this morning?
Well, we haven't caught anything yet. I got the guys casting. We were starting out back trolling, but we're casting right now because we're on break. I'm on the bank here so I can talk to you. But, overall, our winter steelhead season has been great. I've had a good season, been very pleased with it. Nothing yet this morning, but we've been getting fish daily. Anything from 2 to 6, pretty average most days.
Now, Jack, you've been playing this game for a minute or two. You've been chasing steelhead on your home river for, a couple of years. How's this season, rate overall for you?
Our last really good steelhead season was 2016, and we did really, really well. Well, we're pretty close to that this year. This past week, it has kind of slowed down a little bit because the Sandy River is inundated with smelt. Full of smelt all over the place, and I really think that kind of hampered the bite. The steelhead don't eat them, but the water got real low down to 9.5, as you know. When it's low like that, it's drip full water. It's really skinny, and the smelt were everywhere. We're snagging them with the baits. Heck, they bite the beads. We're using these great big beads now, and the smelt are biting the beads, so it just gets in the way. So they're starting to die off now, so there's not quite as many. So I'm glad to see the smelt go away, and we'll have a good finish on the season.
Well, it is a double-edged sword, right? It's nice to see that they're doing well, that they're healthy, that they're making it into the river, but it can certainly slow things down. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I mentioned earlier that there's a lot of sea lions in the lower Columbia, and that's what they're mainly targeting. So they are obviously throughout the system and all the way up into your home river.
That's correct. So I'm glad to see the smelt get through this and get over it, because when I start salmon fishing, I don't want those smelt out in the Columbia.
No, good night, man. Last year, I think everybody learned their lesson on that. All right, well, in your hand, I'm assuming this is your preferred way, or how you're targeting them this morning, doing a little bit of bobber dogging. Is that right?
Well, we are. Owen, this has been my main deal throughout the season. I fished about 34, 35 days now. We've hooked 117 steelhead, and we've landed 107 of those.
Wow.
So we do lose a lot of fish on this technique, but it's been a great season for us. We've had some days with like 10 fish, other days with 2 to 3, so. But lately, this past week in low water has been a little slower with the smelt river in low water. So we get this rain, it comes up again. It should be pretty good again next week. I won't be here. I'm going to go walleye fishing next week.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Where are you heading? You heading east, or where are you going?
Well, up the Columbia someplace,
Okay, gotcha.
So, but we're going to go do that in the Columbia, and I do a little bit next week. Then I'll come back and a little bit more steelhead, and then I'll start into spring salmon. I've got spots available for spring salmon, and that early spring salmon, you were going to ask me a question about it, probably jumping ahead a little bit. But, I'm excited about getting started on that. We love those fish.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to change gears. Obviously, Jack is professionally guiding, of course. He's got clients with him. He's out there every day. So to have a little bit of a gear change, going from one targeted species to another has got to be a little exciting for you.
Well, it is. When you fish full time, it's kind of nice to change, go different things, I'll be walleye fishing and then turn to salmon and then back to some steelhead. And, I can't golf all the time, so I got to do some fishing.
Yeah. What does a professional guide do on his time off? He goes fishing. Okay, I got to ask, Jack, now for many years, yourself included, you were running double rigs. A lot of people were running double rigs, and there's lots of different names for them. But I'm just kind of, of course, geeking out on your gear. You're just running a single rig. Have you kind of changed up your MO a little bit?
I have. You're exactly right. With this season, I've gone to of course, BNR beads is my choice. there's a lot of good beads out there, okay? These are good because my clients can cast them well, but I went to the size 20 this year. I would have never put one of these on my line 10 years ago. It looks like a golf ball.
Right.
Why would a fish bite that? But doggone, they are effective. I use 2 colors, and they catch the heck out of them. So that's all I need. And I'm using 1 per rod because they're heavy and they cast well, and it's really good for clients to cast. Yeah, sometimes I put 2 rigs on, but it tangles more often. You got to be careful how you cast it. But if you ever do that, you put the big one on the top and a small one on the bottom. They cast a whole lot better if you want to use a double rig.
I agree with you. I'm definitely a single bead guy myself. Okay, I got to go back here, though, to the size 20 bead. Is that exclusively what you've been using, or have you been changing the size up based on the conditions, the clarity, and the level?
No, that's all I'm using.
Wow.
Well, I do throw a yarny once in a while with some eggs. I got to do that because I've been an egg slinger forever, you know. So I do throw a yarny with eggs a little bit. But out of like these 147 fish we've hooked, I know 130 of them have been on the size 20 bead. I'm not kidding you.
Well, I believe you, sir. I mean, you've been doing this long enough. There's no reason for you to stretch it at all. Okay, you said 2 different colors. Are you just staying with pinks, maybe an orange, or what colors are you using from B&R?
Well, I just might be able to show you.
All right, perfect. We love to know that. Obviously, everyone, if you're unaware, there are a lot of beads out there, but B&R is right there being the most popular for a reason. And that's it, huh? Just those 2.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Why bother with anything else?
Now, what size hook are you running with that big bead? Are you actually running a larger hook than you may have with like a size 14 or a 12? Are you using a bigger hook?
Good question. I've run into a lot of issues with, we're losing fish, okay? Because we do pin it 3 fingers up, you know, do all that kind of thing. I typically have been using size 2 or size 1, Gamakatsu. Now, Gamakatsu came out with a bead hook, and I got those at the Sportsman Show.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that hook looks really good. It's thin wire, lightweight. So the first day out with him, we hooked 5, we catch them all. And I think, okay, I found the hook.
Ah.
Well, then the next day I lost one on him. Then the hook bent out. It's not quite strong enough. So I'm kind of like, well, now where's the answer? Well, I'm back to my Gamakatsu octopus hooks again at size 2 and size 1.
Okay.
So I've tried the 1/0s, but they get too heavy and it wants to hang on the bottom more often.
I got you. Okay, makes sense. So you tried the new version hook, little bit, maybe not quite strong enough, went back to the original octopus style.
Correct.
Very good. Jack, don't go anywhere. I got to cut to a break, okay? When I come back, I want to pick up where we left off because everyone, like I've mentioned already, yes, we are on that tail end of winter steelhead, but it's not over. And we're going to talk a little bit of spring Chinook season with Jack as well, what his thoughts are as things start to change a little bit. Of course, after he gets back from chasing walleye. We'll be back with Jack Glass from Team Hookup Guide Service in just a minute. Don't go anywhere.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive new Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.